First thing you might notice is that stylistically and thematically, it's a bit of a departure from the kind of games that Naughty Dog has made in the past. But there are also a lot of very similar things as well. For a start, we always look at the hardware to help dictate to us what kind of game that we ought to be making. With Crash Bandicoot, we stuck with cartoony animal characters to help compensate for the lack of fidelity and 3D processing power of the PS1. Then on the PS2, we had a little bit more muscle under the hood. So on Jak and Daxter, we worked with more human-like characters, but we were still firmly rooted in the realm of fantasy. So finally, with the PS3, we feel there's enough power to believably immerse the player in a modern-day, real-world environment. But what was the game going to be about? Here again, we wanted to stick with what we know and what we love, and that is third-person action-adventure games that are story-based and story-driven. And most importantly, we wanted to create the ultimate action-adventure experience. So we drew our inspiration from classic pulp action-adventure stories. We studied and researched hundreds of pulp novels, movies, and comics, trying to extract the elements that define the genre. What we found were several key ingredients that would help us make exactly the kind of game that we knew we wanted to make. We knew that we had to include intense and wild gunplay, over-the-top brawling and hand-to-hand combat, and incredible stunts as the player moved and traversed through unbelievable environments. These three items became our pillars of gameplay: gunplay, brawling, and traversal. And then to tie all that gameplay together, we've wrapped it in a compelling story that's based on historical mystery and discovery. Then to further immerse the player in the world, the Naughty Dog engineers have developed some cutting-edge technology and an engine that's been developed for the PlayStation 3 from the ground up. Since Naughty Dog develops exclusively for Sony, it gives our engineers the distinct advantage of being able to optimize their code for one platform and one platform only. This focus allows them to fully leverage the hardware in the PlayStation 3 to provide us the features that we feel are most important to create this ultimate action-adventure experience. And one of those features that we're pushing is animation. The upgrade in hardware this generation is going to provide everybody the ability to display many more polygons on screen, as well as advanced pixel shaders on their textures. But when that beautifully rendered character begins to move, if he doesn't move in a realistic and believable human-like fashion, the entire illusion will be shattered. So we've spent an enormous amount of energy developing a layered animation system that will allow our characters to move through and traverse the environment, interact with it, performing dozens of animations simultaneously. Using the cell processor, we actually can calculate literally thousands of joints to procedurally generate each frame of animation that you'll see on the screen at any given time. And the end result is human-like motion that's still very controllable and responsive that gamers demand. It's not just the body motion that we've been concentrating on. If the characters' faces aren't expressing the emotion that's consistent with the current situation that they're in, you'll end up with this lifeless stone face that was all too common in games of last generation. And our final area of concentration has been our environments. Again, our engineers have attacked the RSX, trying to squeeze every last ounce of energy, power that they can to support this lush jungle environment that's been overtaking this lost Spanish colony that you're going to be exploring. A sophisticated lighting model, custom shaders, dynamic real-time shadows, and a complex water simulation all combine to immerse you in this world. We've also relied heavily on the PS3's Blu-ray drive and the hard disk drive to deliver these environments seamlessly and without load screens. We're constantly streaming data off the Blu-ray and caching it to the hard disk for quick access. We stream level data, audio, character models, animation, and textures to make maximum efficient use of memory. And as for storage, the demo that's available today at the arcade already will not fit on a DVD, so Uncharted simply would not be possible without the PlayStation 3's Blu-ray drive. But all this technology doesn't matter if the game isn't fun and exciting. So I encourage you to check out the demo in the arcade today, play it, let me know what you think, and thank you for your time today. I'll pass it back to Dave.